Hi, this is Erica the Goober. If you are new to this channel, I'm a freelance digital artist and character designer. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you know I mostly do tutorials and top 5 or so whatevers. But in this video, I wanted to try something a little bit different. I wanted to try a more conversational approach where I play a speed painting in the background and I just talk about, in this case, art block. I want it to be a really chill, laid-back video where I can just kind of talk to you guys about my experiences living as an artist and different struggles that I've been having in hopes that it will help you if you're having the same kind of struggles. Personally, I really like watching videos like this, especially while I'm drawing. I like listening to people talk, so maybe you can just draw while I'm talking or you can watch my speed painting. Speaking of the speed painting, this character in my drawing is for a Draw This In Your Style contest hosted by Pernil on Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description so you can find her work below. Over the past few months, I feel like I've been a little lost with my art lately, and I didn't realize this until I started working on this video that I think I had art block. Art block is when there's something that you feel like it's preventing you from creating. It can be lack of inspiration, it could be maybe you overworked yourself, or you're not motivated to create. In May, I decided to participate in the Mermaid challenge and I created my own prompt list. Whenever I started the challenge, I had so much fun. I loved studying different fish and looking at different tales and trying to translate those to my mermaids. It was fun thinking of new ideas for all of the different prompts, and I loved getting to see everyone's entries for the challenge on Instagram. At a certain point, I felt like I was spending way too much time on each of these mermaids. I have a hard time just letting something go as a sketch. I like to add color and develop the idea more, and it was really hard for me to just stop and let it go. So a lot of the mermaids that I did early on were pretty complete as a piece, I would say, but this cost me a lot of my downtime. I'd be working on the weekends to create these mermaids. Even when I didn't want to draw, I would still draw because I wanted to complete the challenge. Towards the end of Mermaid, I started skipping some days. The ones that I did produce, the quality definitely decreased. I didn't really think about the idea as much. I just kind of went with my first thought. On top of drawing the mermaids, I had other responsibilities and work that I had to do as well. It got to the point where I extremely overworked myself in May and I felt like I need a break. I need a vacation. I need to stop drawing. That ended up being a very unhealthy way to work. I even started having wrist pain from drawing too much. I definitely should have taken more breaks and taken care of myself better because I started to suffer from severe burnout. During Mermaid, I reached 100,000 followers on Instagram, which is completely insane to me. I'm so thankful for every single one of you who's followed me on Instagram and that supports my work. Of course, with a milestone like that, I like to do a giveaway and like a Draw This In Your Style contest, but I was just so burnt out from overworking myself that I had to take a break. So I stopped posting as often and I felt bad because people would follow me expecting to see art posted consistently. Like during Mermaid, I was posting almost every day, so I felt like I was disappointing people. And of course my engagement on Instagram dropped. So whenever I did post something that I worked hard on, only a fraction of the people who followed me to see it would see it, and that feels bad too. But I tried to let go of that stress and relax a little bit on vacation. I went on a trip with my husband's family and we did a lot of hiking and boating and swimming, and it was fun. And that's one of the best things that you can do if you are struggling with your art, is to kind of step away from it and, you know, go outside, take a break. And that's what I did. I didn't draw at all. I did not even pick up a pencil. I was trying not to think about it, so when I came back from vacation, I could pick back up where I left off and deal with my stresses. Coming back from vacation kind of felt worse than before I left, I guess. I pretty much had to play catch up with my other work and try to get my Etsy shop open, and I was still thinking about the 100K event that I wanted to do. Coming back to my art after not working on anything for a week really made me take a hard look at the work that I was doing, and I was really not happy with it. The beginning of Mermaid and all of the work that I created that I really enjoyed seems so far away compared to the work that I had most recently done. It's almost like I was afraid to draw because I knew it wasn't going to be what I wanted it to be. Like, I wasn't going to draw what I saw in my head on paper. I was in a very negative mindset. When I start feeling this way, I automatically think, okay, I need to do some hardcore studying and learning, and I need to practice more. So I made a list of things that I wanted to improve in my work. The main things being movement, gesture, and flow with my figures. I wanted to improve my shape language when designing characters, and I wanted to push my overall art style. I find the best way for me to learn is to watch videos and take notes. I have so many notes on YouTube videos and SkillShare classes that I've taken, pages and pages and pages of notes. I would spend hours just watching videos, writing notes, trying to grasp these concepts. Whenever I feel like my art is getting a little stale or I'm not happy with my work, I like to turn to the artists who influence me. I've made a Pinterest board where I collect specific artworks by specific artists. Each artwork that I pin has something that I want to try to incorporate in my work. It might be something small like a color or a shape, or even something like line quality. After kind of observing these artists and their work, I was kind of thinking, I wonder if they have YouTube videos out. One artist that inspires me is Dave Greco. I love his paintings. His rendering quality is amazing, and oh my gosh, his lighting is beautiful. And I discovered that he had a YouTube channel. So that led me to watch some tutorials by him, and I stumbled across his grayscale to color tutorial, and that's exactly what I'm doing in this speed painting. I decided to switch up the way that I work in this painting to follow his tutorial. I even switched it up and used his custom Photoshop brushes in this painting, which you can download for free on his YouTube. I don't normally paint in grayscale to start out, but it was really nice not having to worry about color, just kind of relaxing and playing with the paint. For the first time in a while doing this painting, I was enjoying the actual process of creating the painting. I realized that the way that I was working when I was doing my mermaid drawings, I had eliminated the cleanup painting part, like the overpainting stage of how I work. I was more focused on the sketch and the lines rather than the actual painting part, because I was rushing to get the drawings done. So really I'd stopped doing my favorite part about creating a digital painting, and I didn't even realize it. I was going through the motions and not being conscious of the actual process. I was just in it to create the final product. And sometimes when you are really into it, you don't think about those things. It sounds silly saying it now that I forgot how to do my favorite part of the painting, but I guess I got too close to the situation and got a little lost along the way. Realizing this, I was so inspired to get going and create more paintings. I was so excited. It kickstarted a inspired journey where I was learning and studying and sketching. I filled up so many sketchbook pages. I did a lot of studying about character design during this time, which is something I'm so interested in character design. I didn't go to art school, like an art and design school for character design or illustration. I went to fine art school where I learned my basics and I studied drawing. So they were more into realistic artwork there rather than stylized or cartoons. I did not do cartoons in school. I felt like I couldn't. So now that I graduated a few years ago, I feel so free and I get to draw these characters and really study this art form that I was not taught in school. All of the studying that I was doing about character design inspired me to do my 100k Draw This in Your Style character. Her name's Izzy. She is a beekeeper witch, and I am super excited about her because I did a lot of research. I tried a lot of different designs before I got to the final one, and she turned out to be something that I'm really proud of. And what's even better is I learned a better workflow for myself as far as creating characters go. I'm so excited to continue using this method to create more characters like this. And really, this push happened because of my art block. Art block is something every artist experiences at some point. And really, I think it's necessary for you to grow as an artist, even though it might be really hard to get through sometimes. Sometimes you might feel like you're on top of the world with your art. Like, wow, this is like the best thing I've ever drawn. I'm really proud of this. This is so great. And I felt like that at the beginning of Mermaid. I felt like I was really going somewhere with my work, and I was really happy with it. And then I started to learn more, and I started to see room for improvement in some places. At this point, it's like your knowledge has exceeded your ability. It's like you can see the things that you want to improve, but your ability isn't quite there yet. Instead of feeling negative about your work, it's best to think of it as a time where you need to study more. You need to learn and try some new things. When you do this and you practice, you'll start to feel better about your work again. You'll enjoy creating more, and you'll feel back on top of the world like you were before. But then it's going to start over, and it's going to keep going. It's that cycle that we artists go through. Art is a field that you constantly need to be growing and learning in. I really love learning and improving my craft, and I think that's why I love art so much. During this most recent round of art block, I learned a few things, and here are some takeaways that I got from it. You just have to do the work. Pick up the pencil and start doing it. It doesn't matter if it's good or not. It's something that I've always struggled with. I was afraid to make a bad drawing. But making mistakes is the best way to learn. If you're constantly working towards your goal, you will get better. Something else I learned that really works for me is to make a list of things that I want to improve and study the topic. There are plenty of resources online, such as YouTube videos and SkillShare classes. I did most of my note-taking and studying through SkillShare. They offer classes that include assignments, so you can do the assignment, post it, and get feedback on them. Normally, the trial period for SkillShare is 1 month, but I have a code for 2 free months of SkillShare for the first 500 people who sign up. If you want to try it out, I'll leave a link to that in the description. During my latest art block, I also realized how important it was to look at your influences. This was one of the biggest things that got me out of this art block, was to try this new technique that I'm doing, this speed painting. And lastly, allow yourself to take a break. You're not an art machine. You can't just keep pumping out pieces. You're a human being. Just take a break. You'll be okay. I need to really listen to my own words, but sometimes we just need to chill. It's not all about the art. Go outside and be inspired by the world around you. You might come back to your computer, your sketchbook, your canvas, whatever, and feel completely refreshed and ready to make new work. If you're struggling with art block right now, do not give up on art. I promise it will get better. It's all a part of your growing process, and you will come out a better artist because of it. I hope I didn't ramble too much about this topic, and I hope I didn't sound too mopey and down on myself. I don't normally share things like this just because I'm more of an introverted person, and to get in front of this microphone, it is still pretty nerve-wracking, even though I've been doing it for like 6 months. But I thought if hearing about my experience with art block could help somebody, it would be worth it. So I want to know, did you like this kind of video? Do you want me to do more of these where I just pick a topic and kind of talk about it and share my experience? If you like this video, please leave a like to let me know that I should make more videos like this one. Your feedback really helps me out and lets me know what kind of videos you want to see. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more art videos like this one. While this speed painting finishes up, I am going to introduce you guys to some more Patreon supporters who decided to support the channel and my illustration work. I'd like to give a shout out to Bubbly Life Art, artist Chris, Yoharu Art, Show Her Work, Susan, Pink Pastel Alice, and Nara Drawing on Twitter. We also have an upgrading supporter this month, Chenmore050. They are now a member of the Patreon Print and Sticker Club and will be receiving this month's exclusive print and sticker. All of these top supporters will receive a video guide for this video where I go through different exercises that I do to fight art block. If you want to see your name in the credits and receive the video guide, you can check out the link to my Patreon in the description. Thank you to all my patrons for supporting the channel, and thank you for watching. I will talk to you in the next video. Bye!